Number 7, having a doubtful mind. I hope this does not sound like we are in church. We are in ordinary, all right? There is a saying, onye kwe, chi ya ekwe. Your belief is what works for you. If you don't believe in the efficacy of the deity, if you don't believe in the powerful nature of your ancestor, if you don't believe that your chi can see you through, if you don't believe in your njotu ndị mmiri, there is no need going to them for help. There is no need going to a dibia. There is no need being in ordinary spirituality. Because your spiritual guides want you to trust them, want you to have a personal relationship with them. If you are going anywhere, they are always with you. If you're going to the Dibia's place for solution, you should involve them. You should also talk to them using kola nuts. All right? Bring out time. Manzu. We'll go to gote pepe jicho onwege manzu. All right? Talk to them. Call on them. Summon them. After that, you use your kola nut and talk to them too. They will listen to you when you summon them, when you talk to them. Tell them about your problem. Tell them about your fears. Tell them about that spiritual work you want to do. Is it olummili? Obo bonuke? Obo inyechini? Feeding and appeasing your ndiche, your ancestors? Is it about you, Ruagu? Talk to them. Let the work be a successful one. Let any spiritual work you embark on be on a successful note. All right? If you commune and communicate with them, you talk with them through daily more, your heart will be solid. You will have full confidence in them. You will no longer have a doubtful mind. But when you don't have that established relationship with them, that is where your spiritual work will not work. Sincerely speaking, just forget about it. Let us assume that your mind is a fertilizer and projector of positivity. Where it is not fertile, where you don't believe in your spiritual guide, where you don't believe in that your alosi, that your guardian angel, there is no need going to them for help. There is no need going to the dibia. So if it doesn't resonate with your spiritual work, I will tell you today, forget about it. Maka a lot of people, na-eji their mmụọ, that's their obi, na-ata ọlụ ha amusu. You see, many people bewitch their spiritual works with their doubtful mind. They will be like, dibia makwa ihe ọ na-eme. Ọ na-alụkwa ọlụ a, makwa m ife ọ na-eme ihe a. Edishọ na obere ọkụkọ a na ọ ga-alụ ọlụ a. Edishọ na nwa egwu a nwa na ọ ga-ekpochapụ m ya bụ mmụọ akalụghele n'ụchụ. Na ọgbọnuke na-eso m. You see? You have already started expressing your doubt, and you know how the mind, spirit, soul, and body works. You know the connection. You know they have to liaise together for things to work well. So if you have a doubtful mind, there is no need for you to embark on any spiritual work. Don't even visit the dibia. Just stay at home without your doubtful mind, please, until you are strong enough to comport yourself and establish your relationship with your spiritual guide. Then you have your self-esteem, self-confidence to pull you through. Number 8, disapproval from your spiritual guide. There are certain works that you want to do that will not be approved by your spiritual guides because they know you better than them. They're better than you know yourself. There are some people that disregard their spiritual guide. They don't even know them. So some of these spiritual guides, they get jealous. All right? Because they are capable of doing anything you want for you. But you don't know their key. You don't know how to connect. That is where you have problem. That is where spiritual work will not work for you. Instead of you to take that kola nut and call on your chi, your reincarnator, onye noro gi ụwa, you just sit down like that and overthink your life. You carry your problem on your face, the way you dress, people will know you have problem because you don't look after yourself. You easily get carried away. You are always lost in thought. Any little thing will startle you. You become rattled at the sound of the birds singing, So if you have confidence in your spiritual guide, why don't you talk to them? You have to seek their approval before you go for any spiritual work. We all have various spiritual guides ranging from chi, ndị ichie, alụsị gị, ndị mmiri gị, ndị otu gị, agwụ gị, nne mmiri, aja. If they do not approve of certain spiritual works, kindly desist from doing or carrying them out. They can appear to you through dreams, visions, signs, and pass across the message of refusal or warning. Only the spiritually inclined can decode the message and the meaning. So therefore, strive to be in tune with them and acknowledge them when they speak to you on any issue or show disapproval over a task. You lack their spiritual support. If you lack their spiritual support, that spiritual work you want to embark on will not be successful. Number 9, time and season factors. It might not be the best time or season for such desire to be granted or challenges to be over, nor that you are awakening to happen. Probably, there are certain things to be considered in the spirit world before your season comes. This is just like planting season. You clear up the farm, all right? You prune, you weed off weeds. During the planting season, you know that clearing up the farm comes first. Burning the grasses, tilling the ground, planting, all right, watering, then it will now sprout and grow. You experience growth. Then what we call flowering, maturity, and harvesting. These are processes that one must undergo. Are you listening? So time and season factors a lot in spiritual works. Ọ bụ na oge elu bere, ọ bara ulu. Ọsọ gị kegide ogbonuke. Ọsọ gị yogide ndị mmiri yogidego ndị mmiri gị. They know more than you. They will not give those things to you yet. Because probably they want you to attain some certain maturity before you can be able to handle that kind of success or progress. All right? There are people who are overwhelmed by their blessings. They lose control. They begin to maltreat people. They begin to misbehave. They throw away their humility. They become pompous. Or probably if they grant you that wish, you might, if it is a car, you might use that car and kill yourself, have an accident. All right? Or there are certain people who they don't want around you because they know those people are evil. They might kill you over that blessing. So they will withhold it and wait for them to pass away before they can now bless you with that blessing. All right? Maybe after doing that certain spiritual work. So you learn lessons. Lessons are learned and gotten from any experience, be it spiritual, in any development in life. Number 10, being too loquacious. You see, many people, they talk a lot about spiritual things, both the ones they know and do not know or have any information or experience about. Without spiritual consultation, without spiritual divination, I hope you are listening, without counseling from Dibias or spiritualists, you talk because you heard something from somebody. Even when spiritual work is done for you, please keep your mouth shut. You don't have to reveal your spiritual source to unknown enemies by running your mouth anyhow. Nwanne ejekwa na nke dibịa anụ anọ nwee fụ nke afụ nke ọzọ. Ọ dịkwa egwu ife nwa ji wee mee ojikwa nnụnụ nni eji wee felu nni eji wee wọrọ enwe ji wee matuo. You know, you talk. Before you know it, you have already revealed your secret. There are some certain things you keep private. If you are a spiritual person, you will know that you don't talk too much. There are times you keep quiet, you meditate, you listen to your inner man. All right? So it's not every spiritual work you want to do. You start telling them, imakwana oji akwa, imakwana oji nnụnụ, imakwana oji mbe, imakwana oji nshiko, wee lụrụ nya bụ ọlụ, kenwa. Them do you. Hey, do not reveal your spiritual source to unknown enemies by running your mouth anyhow. Or even tell people what materials you are used to solve your problems. Spiritual materials and works are not recipes to be exchanged with anyone or onye ofeke. Ị na-akọkashi. Ịkọcha anụ ka onye aje weta nke elu ọka ogene. Because materials you use to solve your problem might not be the same that will solve Emeka's problem. So spiritual works done for someone can be rendered ineffective by onye ajọ mmadụ with evil intention. You know, tata. That person, ajọ mmadụ who has knowledge of spiritual works or have power and vast knowledge about things that are done in the spiritual realm. So you have to be careful. A na-alụ ọrụ alụsị ọrụ, a na-emebigharịkwa ọrụ na mmụọ, a na-emegharịkwa ya sasị anya. So shut your mouth. All right? Another factor is witchcraft. If there are dark energies surrounding you, if you are not spiritually and thoroughly cleansed, there is 100% probability that your spiritual work will not work. Maka fact ga na-enyo gị with their monitoring mirror 24/7. Nwere ife ọbụla ịlụ bụ ọlụ mmụọ ga-aga. Maka fact ga nọ ebe fa nọ na-emebie, they will spoil it because you are under their mirror. You know, this could be caused by any form of attack or genes projected spiritually, or you have been marked spiritually by those witches, or you have been covered with a dark veil. So that is why one needs to do spiritual consultation first. If there is anything that will hinder that spiritual work, it is the duty of the dibia through that alpha divination to find it out. Then you as the client, you have to listen to the dibia. Ọ ga-clear go your part. Ọ bụ na o kere ọlụ gị ọgbọ n'uke. Amazia na ife ga-eji ọlụ na ọma nga. So most times it's not once you go there directly, they find solution to your problem immediately. There might be hindrances. Those hindrances, they need to be removed. Those blockages need to be removed first before they can be able to do that work you want for your blessing to come out, for that contract you are pursuing to be given to you. Are you listening? A na-agụ 1 tupu agụọ 2. Ọ bụrụ ka esi elu ka mmadụ ka ọ dị na mmụọ. If there are hindrances, they have to remove it. If it is discovered during your alpha consultation that your ancestors need something from you, they need you to feed them before that blessing could be released. Please, you have to do that. You have to give them what they desire. You have to do their spiritual work to be free so that your blessing can manifest. If it is your chi, you go and feed and appease your chi. Like us dibias, before we work, you have to you communicate with your agu. You have to communicate with all your spiritual guides to ensure the success of the spiritual work. All right? Because if that spiritual works goes through, yes, it is to the glory of Chineke. The dibia deserves a reward. Aside from the fee you paid, the spiritual fee not charge again. If you are blessed beyond your expectation, why not reward them? Okay? But let me not deviate. Ọ bụ na ndị amoosu na-enyo gị, ọ bụ na ndị amoosu kere gị agbụ, a ga-atọgodo nya bụ agbụ. Ọ bụ na fa kugiri ntu na mmụọ, a ga-akpọpụgodo nya bụ ntu. Ọ bụ na fa ji ife wee kpuchi iru gị na nwoke anara afụ gị ka nwaanyị. That spiritual veil ekpudo gị a ga-ewepụgodo ihe tupu a wee rụọ ọlụ gị ọlụ ga-ewetara gị ngọzi dị a wee bịaba. Let's talk about Number 12, incomplete spiritual items. During any spiritual work, the Alpha consultation will reveal items that are needed to make sure that the spiritual work goes well. If they are not complete, the work risk being not accepted or a repeat incomplete spiritual items. So Alpha divination matters a lot. During the Alpha divination, the spiritual guide will reveal things, the spiritual items that will be needed to do your spiritual work. So after revealing it, and when the Dibia wants to do the work, it is not complete, that means that spiritual work will not go, it will not be accepted. Are you listening? Spiritual uncleanliness, that is number 13. Both Dibia and client ought to be in the right frame of mind and spiritual purity. It is not after having sex, persons involved will embark on doing spiritual work. No, it will not be accepted. They are considered impure and you stink spiritually. So, ndị anụmanụ eme abortion, that commit incest, adultery, homosexuality, lesbianism, na-eme ife lụrụ alụ, among other evil vices, all these things can hinder your spiritual work. Know it today. You have to be clean. You have to be cleansed. You have to be spiritually clean. Be pure. Purity. It will make your spiritual work to go through. But if you are not, it will hinder your spiritual work. It will impede it. It is even dead on arrival. 14. Spiritual items that are not meant to be included due to oversabi. You now tell the dibia, oversabi by the dibia. Kantinyenka. Whereas you did spiritual consultation and the spiritual guide said, do this, put this item. This is what we want. We want cowrie to be included. We want aka. We want a virgin goat to be used or a sheep. Then you don't want to give them the sheep. You feel that they deserve ram. Don't you know it would spoil the work? When they say cowrie, they want cowrie. Instead of you to bring the natural cowrie, you go and bring the artificial one. This spiritual item that is not needed, that is not meant to be included. I have seen where some clients direct the DBS on what to do for them during spiritual works that were never the instruction or requirements given by the spirit during Alpha consultation. So in a bid to please their client, this Dibia, they will include the unnecessary items not needed for that spiritual work. It will impede that spiritual work. Omanga. So number 15, you talk about destruction of ancestral abode. Na your family destroyed all these things. Why are you looking for blessing? When you have destroyed your ancestral abode, you have destroyed Obundiche, you have destroyed Akwali Omomo, you have burnt down or cut down spiritual trees. Which blessing are you seeking for? You don't know those things you destroy are based on covenants. And you destroy them. What do you expect? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Ịmakwana mmụọ na-agba mmadụ ụchụ. Mmụọ na-agba mmadụ ụchụ. After destroying the Akwali okwu mmụọ, you are going to look for favor before who? Who are you looking? Oh, a lot of things have gone wrong. That is why you see some families, they will be going around in circles. After destroying their Obundiche, how do you expect to succeed or to excel or for any spiritual work to work for your head? How you expect to make it work? Why will you not be deported when others travel abroad and are reaping good blessings? Why won't you be exempted? Kedu if you churn you ga-anata ngozi? Imebisi all those things gbapụ ebe ka ị na-agba eje. You will come back and repair them. You will come back and rebuild what you destroyed. It's just like one of my person that I did spiritual consultation for. During the spiritual consultation, I discovered that He personally destroyed their Obundichi, destroyed their Agu, destroyed Akwalium, destroyed a lot of things. In fact, he personally instigated and led the Christian Liberation Army or military to their compound. And he made every member of their family to sign. That they are all in support, that they are now Christians, that their ancestors were demonic, diabolic, evil. You know? He got all of them to sign. And after signing, he went and brought them. The pastors and the evangelists that know how to destroy. When they arrived, he was the one that they called and said, hey, come, bring this one. He will bring it. Burn it. He will burn it. Come, bring this one. He will bring. Machete it. He will machete. Come, bring this one. Pour holy water. He will pour. Do you see what is happening? Those pastors never touched all those things, those prayer warriors. He was being directed because no one metalo. Do you see how cunning they are? Do you see how subtle they are as a snake? Ifulia? So when the repercussion comes, he alone, that person I told you, Mbalafa, maybe safe in. See now they are free, they are now liberated. Oh yeah, now. They were waiting for success, for where? His sisters that were married off, they were returned back to the family. Fanodozia na the family, na-atazi onwe na-atazi onwe fa. Onye ata ibi, onye nke ata ibi, onye nke a si na ngị nwa mmele na ajọ omume eme eji kpọnata gị na bedi, nke a si ya na ọ bụrụ ngị gbaa n'ilo dị iwe chụnata gị. You know? Some of them were unable to give birth. And akpọfa the barren. Because nyanwa destroy akwali ọmụmụ. Then he himself, he struggled, managed to sell some properties and traveled out. Ebe ahụ travel while out, otu ahụ n'eji. No success, nothing. He was just hiding from one person's house to the other, like a destitute. Huh? He got to a point they threw him out. He was sleeping in the streets. It was so unfortunate. Until he met somebody that was like, bro, I think I know what your problem is. Will you consult a native doctor if I tell you to? Because he had no option. And Obriya consultation, he said yes, he accepted. And they got my number from my YouTube channel and contacted me. I told them my alpha fee. Because you have to pay for spiritual consultation. Or fele. You know, as a spiritualist, as a dibia. I gave them the alpha result. And he had to confess, yes, I did it. You are not lying. Mouthpiece of the gods, you are not lying. Eyes of the gods, you are not lying. He started crying. That he thought those things were evil. That he thought those things, that in fact, that his father, who was a dibia, but is now late, is an evil man. That he covenanted them, and you know now, when they don't wash your hair, brainwash you finish, make you to look inferior. When they have finished promoting their supremacy over you, when they have told you that J-Boy is your Lord and Savior, what else? Why won't you look at your ancestors as demons? Why won't you look at us Dibias as evil people that are possessed, as witches and wizards? It's very amusing, but really, I felt pity for him. I have to counsel him. It's one of the services that I render. I have to counsel him thoroughly. I gave him most of my articles to read up on. I have to enlighten him. Suddenly, he woke up. He asked me, Dibia, what can I do? How do I solve this problem? I said, of course, they know you are ignorant. And they knew that this day will come. And also the mantle of power was transferred to him. He had the divine call. So I had to lead him to follow the steps of becoming a Dibia. First is that cleansing, that purification. Must. If you have damaged, if you have destroyed anything that your ancestors kept, any sacred things they kept, all right, you must. Any dibia that goes immediately to work for you, knowing fully well you people destroyed all these things, ọ na-eme na nkịtị nkịtị ka ọ na-eme. That dibia is a sleeping dibia. That is why a spiritualist is always thinking about things of the spirit. You have to think things of the spirit to be able to connect, to be able to find solution. You don't start thinking with your flesh, your physical body. So there's always need to do spiritual consultation before you can do any spiritual work for anyone. So number 15, I told you that destruction of ancestral abodes and shrine can hinder your work. It will impede spiritual work not to go well for you. And I mentioned places like Okumo, Akwaliamumu. Some even destroyed shrines of their deities, that most of our ancestors covenanted with, for peace, for protection, for wealth, for procreation, for that's fertility, for success. They all have their function. Mmụọ nwere ife ọ na-alụ, mmụọ niile dị iche iche nwegasị ifefe ọ na-alụ n'ala Igbo. O nwegasị ifefe na-alụ n'ezinụlọ dị n'ala Igbo. So know about your foundation. Go and find out about your ancestral foundation. If you have destroyed all these things, there is no spiritual work that you do that will ever work. Because this kind of people, mmụọ na-agba ha ocho, mmụọ ga na-ezufu ori, spiritual stealing. Even that spiritual work that they hinder for it not to go through is also a form of spiritual stealing. You become frustrated in life. You become depressed until you start seeking for them, until you start seeking to know what is the cause, what is the problem, what is making you not to find favor, what is causing all the setbacks. That your peers are progressing, but you are not. You are retrogressing. You need to ask questions. Once you find out, please take action, all right? Because as long as this is counted as a heavy offense, spiritually and physically, there is no spiritual work done by the offender that will ever go through. There is always this perpetual stagnation. It is always the result. Till they conduct a deep cleansing. You cut down spiritual trees like ngwu megi ife ikwelu na na-eme. These spiritual guides you will bow, you will know that this life 99% is spiritual and 1% is just physical. Ị ga-akpụ alụ, ị ga-akpọchi onunu ma ọ bụ na ị na-imegide abortion na ụmụ nwanyị. It is a terrible sin against akwali ọmụmụ. It's a terrible sin against Ndiche. In fact, against all the spiritual guides. Because they expect you to live a certain kind of life full of purity, sacredness, holiness. Ekwesịrị ka afụ njọ ọbụla n'ebe ị nọ. All right? You have to do appeasement. After appeasing, you now align with them. Then you can now talk about spiritual work in actual favor. Because most people, once they come back to ordinary, what they know is that, oh, bless me, I need money, I need car, I need this, I need that. Instead of asking for long life and prosperity. Or asking for life. Asking for grace, for favor. All they know is money, because that's what Christianity has taught us. Well, I hope you know that today you have learned about the factors that can hinder your spiritual works. Now that you have found out, what will you do about it? You have found out about the factors that impede spiritual works, and you have to take correction. You have to make correction to avoid this. To avoid your spiritual works from hanging. Know when to exercise patience. Know when to be spiritually inclined. Know the deity to consult so you don't consult the wrong one. Know when you are unworthy so you cleanse yourself Learn to take things one at a time. All right? Live a life that is pure. So, you can contact me via my Facebook page, Dibia Nwangu Chendu, or my YouTube channel, Dibia Nwangu Chendu. You can also contact me via ADN Radio, New York. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.